Hello. This is the Bible in Fewer Words. We are Carol and Steve Wells. This is episode 17, Genesis chapter 34. Hi, Steve.
Hi, Carol.
Do you want to remind us what happened last time?
Sure. Last time, Jacob and his very large family was returning to Canaan. Mm-hmm. And on the way, he had a wrestling match with a man, well, maybe with God.
Maybe.
Anyway, whoever it was, he won. And then he met his brother Esau. And now they've returned to Canaan.
Okay. Chapter 34, verse 1. After Jacob and his clan arrived in Canaan, Dinah went out to meet the women of the land. Was that common, where a woman just went out?
No, that would really be strange. For a woman to leave unattended, without her father or her brothers or anyone. Yes, she had all those brothers.
Yeah.
And they just wouldn't do that.
So maybe she went on her own without telling anybody.
Well, maybe, or maybe she's just a very brave soul.
Mm-hmm. While there, a man named Shechem, the son of Hamor, and a prince of the country, had sex with her. Okay, was that her plan when she went out to meet the women of the land?
I don't think so, but we don't know any more than what we have here. The way the King James Version puts it, he defiled her.
Oh, he defiled her.
Which I interpreted to be had sex with.
Uh-huh.
Now, one thing that we don't know here, we don't hear her side of the story. We don't know whether he seduced her or raped her or courted her. And so that they maybe Dinah maybe they just had a little affair going on. We don't know.
Okay.
From the point of view of the author here, he defiled her.
Maybe she fell head over heels in love with him.
Maybe this is a love story. We don't know.
Okay. Shechem loved Dinah. He told his father, Hamor, that he wanted to marry her.
Well, I guess maybe we do know that it's a love story.
I guess so.
Yeah, so Shechem loved Dinah. No question about that. He said nice things about her, and verse 3 is very clear about that.
Okay. When Dinah's brothers heard about it, they were angry. And why would they be angry?
Well, because somebody that's uncircumcised
had sex
with their sister.
All right, let's see what happens now. Hamor met with Jacob. So Shechem's dad, Hamor, and Dinah's dad, Jacob, are talking about what's going on.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And they met with Jacob and his sons, saying, "My son Shechem loves Dinah and wants to marry her. Please let them be married. Let our daughters marry your sons, and our sons marry your daughters, and we will all live in peace. You will live and trade with us and share our land." Well, it sounds like this Hamor guy wants to work with Jacob in trying to resolve this.
It's amazing, isn't it?
It is.
Hamor, I guess is the king, since his son Shechem is a prince.
Yeah.
Wants to live in peace with Jacob's clan.
I wonder what's going to happen now.
I
You
do
want
too.
to take over?
Okay. So this is verse 13. Jacob's son said, "We can't let our sister marry an uncircumcised man. But if every male in your city is circumcised, then we can intermarry and live in peace with you."
Well,
it's a simple solution.
It is, isn't it?
Yeah.
But you think they're going to do it?
We're going to have to keep going here.
All the men to get circumcised.
All the men, and I suppose all the males, even the little
boys.
babies and boys.
Because this usually happens at 8-day old, doesn't it?
It does, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Hamor and Shechem liked the idea. They spoke to the men of the city, saying, "These men are peaceful. Let them live in our land and trade with us. We will marry their daughters, and they will marry ours. There's just one thing we have to do. All of our males must get circumcised."
Okay, so I wonder how the rest of the Canaanite men thought,
Well, the next verse tells us.
Okay.
The men of the city agreed, and every male was circumcised.
That is pretty amazing.
Really is. This is an amazing story.
All right. So the wife goes home after this little meeting with the men and says, "Hey, honey, I'm gonna get circumcised now." I mean, that's just kind of a funny thing if a guy comes home and says that to his wife.
Oh, yes.
And she'll say, "Well, why?" Well, so that we can get along with this other tribe.
Yeah,
here.
but I don't think the wives would care too much. It's mostly the guys are gonna.
Oh, they have to.
They have to do it, right? So everybody's gonna do that. And so, do you want to take over here?
Sure.
Okay.
On the third day, while they were recovering from their circumcisions, 2 of Jacob's sons. Well, wait a minute. So they all had it done.
They all had it done, and this is 3 days later.
Okay.
They're recovering now. Mm-hmm.
All right, so they all got together and had like a circumcision party.
Well, I don't know. They all just got circumcised.
All right. And so they're recovering. And, they're probably in a, what's the word I'm looking for?
They're in pain.
They're in pain.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're in pain.
Uh-huh. We have a little picture of them in pain here on the website.
Okay. So 2 of Jacob's sons, the uncircumcised guys, I mean, they had already been circumcised.
Right.
They're Jacob's sons,
Yeah.
Simeon and Levi, attacked and killed all the males.
Yeah.
All right, so this nice story just is not so nice anymore.
It's kind of dark, hasn't it? Yeah, it's really amazing that we had all this cooperation, all these good feelings, but it's obvious that Jacob's sons were being deceitful here.
Yes.
They said, "Yeah, get circumcised, and then everything will be fine. You can marry Dinah, and we'll all live together in peace," knowing that while they are recovering from their circumcision, they would attack them, and that's what they did.
Do you think Jacob knew about this?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. So going on, verse 26, they killed Hamor and Shechem and took Dinah out of Shechem's house.
So Dinah was living in Shechem's house. We don't know for how long, but she was there. So the question is, was she living there willingly?
Did she love,
Yeah.
was it a reciprocal love?
There's no indication that it wasn't, but there's no indication that it was, except for there is some, because Shechem clearly loved her. We just don't know how Dinah felt, but she was living there, willingly or not.
Okay. Then Jacob's sons spoiled the city, taking their animals and enslaving their wives and children. After the slaughter, Jacob said to his sons, "You have made me stink among the inhabitants of the land." You see, that line makes me think he didn't know and that he wouldn't have approved of it.
Yeah, he may have not known, although he was at the meeting where they were discussing all this.
Okay.
I don't know, but he clearly isn't happy about it.
Okay. Now the Canaanites, who are much more numerous than us, will kill me.
Yeah, so his concern doesn't seem to be that, you've just murdered a bunch of people in a very deceitful and horrible way. He didn't seem too concerned about the ethics of the situation. It was just that, now I'm going to get killed.
Jacob's son said, "Should our sister be treated like a harlot?"
And
Okay.
that's the end of this chapter.
That's the end of the chapter.
This is the Romeo and Juliet story of the Bible. It's the most romantic story there is in the entire Bible, as far as I know.
Oh, like it makes me want to cry.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a pretty sad story. And you just wonder, how did Dinah feel about all this?
Yeah. Oh, and what happened to Dinah for the rest of her life? Do we know?
Well, she would probably be confined to her father's house. She'd be a prisoner of her father's house because no other man would marry her because she's been defiled. You could only marry a virgin. And so she couldn't be married by any other man.
Which seems a little weird because getting married is really 2 people going into a tent. Oh, but
no, you have to get the father's permission.
You have to get the father's permission.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we've had kind of a tough day recording here today because we've been waiting for 10 minutes where we don't have rain, and we started without rain, and then rain.
Yeah, so if you hear a little
middle.
pattering here, we have a...
It's pitter-patter.
On our roof.
Okay, well, thanks for sharing this story with us, and we'll see you next time.
Bye-bye.